for Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm here to bring you the latest updates, stories, and some delightful whatnots from our community. Our show is jam-packed today with our Mississippi Moments with Robert St. John talking about adding his own touches to his mother and grandmother's Thanksgiving dinner, and our news wrap with Simeon Gates reporting on the United Workers on Mississippi meeting. And we also have the pleasure of hearing from our special guest, Skylar Angus, our Tuesday and Thursday show host, just to chit-chat about any and everything. You don't want to miss this, but before we jump into all excitement, here's a message from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277, and the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back, folks. Here's a look into our news for today. For our USM campus news, the Wesley Foundation at the University of Southern Mississippi is hosting its annual Worldwide Wishes Christmas Tree Gift Drive to bring joy to international students unable to travel home during the holiday season. The tree will be decorated with gift wishes from these students that may be fulfilled for them up until Friday, December 1st. The USM Wesley Foundation is located at 32,000 Montauk Boulevard on the USM campus in Hattiesburg. Organizers of the initiative ask that gifts reach the Wesley Foundation by December 1st at 5 p.m. For more information, contact the Wesley Foundation at 601-268-6889. For Hattiesburg news, Hattiesburg Zoo Lights of the Wild returns for 2023, a spectacular holiday event. Prepare for the holiday season as the Hattiesburg Zoo brings back the beloved Lights of the Wild event. This dazzling display of lights and lanterns will take place over 15 nights from December 1st to 23rd. Explore new lantern displays alongside exotic ones celebrating wildlife and flora worldwide. Enjoy story time with Mrs. Claus, photos with Santa, animal encounters, and rides on the Northern Lights Express train, and take advantage of the snowfall every night. The event runs from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on weekends from December 1st to 3rd, 8th to 10th, and December 15th to 23rd. Tickets are available online with discounts, so remember to choose your specific night. Tickets at the gate are $16 for Sunday through Thursday, and $20 for Friday and Saturday, with children under 2 free. For Mississippi news, less than a day after its 2023 football season came to a close, the University of Southern Mississippi began the shakeup of its football program. ESPN reported Sunday that 3 USM assistants had been let go less than 24 hours after the Golden Eagles saw a 3-9 season come to an end in a 35-17 loss to Troy University Saturday at M.M. Roberts Stadium. An hour after the game, the USM athletic director Jeremy McClain said that USM football coach Will Hall would return for another season with the expectation that changes would be made. According to the ESPN, that began Sunday morning with the dismissals of defensive coordinator Dan O'Brien, defensive line coach Brendan Lacey, and tight ends coach Caden Cochran. O'Brien would have been off staff since 2021, took over as defensive coordinator his season after former USM DC Austin Armstrong departed, first for the University of Alabama and then for the University of Florida. This fall, USM allowed 35.8 points per game. The Golden Eagles ranked 109th in the country among football bowls, subdivision schools, and total defense. The Golden Eagles ranked 58th nationally in total defense in 2022. Like O'Brien, both Lacey and Cochran arrived in 2021 with Hall. That's our news update from Southern Miss Today. Next, we'll have the latest in sports and weather, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back from a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Southern Miss Radio is home to Don Rodney Radio's Rhythm and Blues Show.
WUSM, Southern Miss Radio, 88.5. Don Rodney Radio's Rhythm and Blues Show. Another summertime song. I love this.
Don Rodney Radio spotlights the composers and performers of Mississippi Delta Blues, such as Charlie Patton, Mississippi John Hurt, Robert Johnson, and more. Here on Southern Miss Radio, Sundays from noon until 2.
Welcome back with our action-packed sports segment. Let's dive into the latest scores, highlights, and sports. Golden Eagles fall 35-17 in 2023 football finale. Troy University showed the University of Southern Mississippi Saturday exactly why the Trojans will be representing the Sun Belt Conference's West Division in the league's December 2nd championship football game for a second consecutive season. For the Golden Eagles, it will be an off-season of trying to figure out how to move the program forward after regressing in 2023. Troy erased a 10-7 USM lead with 3 consecutive scores over the second and third quarters to seize control of the regular season finale for both terms that ended in a 35-17 Trojans victory at M.M. Roberts Stadium. Troy won its 9th consecutive game. USM ended the season on a 2-game skid. The Trojans rolled up 427 yards total offense, and quarterback Gunnar Watson throwing the 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. Troy's defense limited the Golden Eagle. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, Mom. Troy's defense limited the Golden Eagles to 286 yards total defense, collecting 10 tackles for loss, including 6 sacks along the way. USM fell behind 7-0 in the first quarter on a 2-yard run by running back Kimani Vito. The Golden Eagles rallied, grabbing a 10-7 lead in the second quarter on a 19-yard field goal by Andrew Stain and a 57-yard touchdown by Frank Gore Jr. Gore rushed for 95 yards on 13 carries Saturday, finishing the year with 1,131 yards to post his second consecutive 1,000-yard rushing season. Gore also caught 5 passes for 59 yards, making him responsible for 154 yards of USM's total offense. The Golden Eagles got back within 28-17 on Ethan Crawford's 18-yard touchdown pass to Tiakeelan Mims to head into the fourth quarter by trailing by 11 points. But Troy tacked on the final period's long score on a little razzle-dazzle 30-yard pass from Lewis to tight end Clayton O'Dillink. The Trojans polished off the Golden Eagles by running the final 6 minutes, 58 seconds off the clock. This was your sports segment for today. Head over to southernmiss.com to keep up with the Golden Eagles sports activities. As for our weather today, clearing skies and a steady northwesterly wind brought the temperatures down as low as 31 degrees in the area, while the southern and central thirds lingered closer to 40. Skies will remain clear for most of the day, but won't warm much despite all the sun. So expect a beautiful, cool high near 55. A handful of clouds will build through the night, keeping us out of the low 30s for one more day, which means Wednesday morning will be downright frigid. That's the case for the morning, but it'll actually warm up each afternoon for the rest of the week. That'll have us back into the mid-70s by Friday, ahead of our next front that looks like will bring a few days of rain. Timing will likely shift some over the next 2 to 3 days, but right now it looks like showers move in Thursday night and Friday morning, which then becomes storms Saturday and Sunday as another front is pulled through. They don't look concerning, but they'll continue to watch and update throughout the week. And this is your weather forecast for the week. And up next, we have Mississippi Moments produced by the Center of Oral History and Cultural Heritage with Robert St. John talking about adding his own touches to his mother and grandmother's Thanksgiving dinner. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi, and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. In 1969, 2 professors from Millsaps and Tougaloo decided to write a Mississippi history textbook with the help of their graduate students. Dr. Jeannie Hairston discusses the felt need that drove the project.
When I came to Millsaps, I ended up taking Dr. Salas's History in Relation to the South course. We were discussing some of the myths and lies and stereotypes about Mississippi history. And we just began to realize, students and faculty, that there's such an ignorance about Mississippi's history among our youth, and particularly for the recent past, 54 on. So it was a real intellectual and academic climate that encouraged your thinking about, so how do we move this movement forward? And since we're educators, we're studying history, we see our textbooks are so bad, so why don't we write our history? Let's write a history of the state. And the same kind of bubbling up was going on at Tougaloo in that class. And Charles and Jim Lowen got together, and the next thing we know, a group of students were assembled to help write this book.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. Humanities are for everyone.
That was your Mississippi Moments for today. And coming up, we have the pleasure of hearing from our Tuesday and Thursday show hosts here at WUSM, Skylar Angus. But before we jump into all that, we have a few more words from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Estos son los sonidos de una cena que casi no sucedió. Es una cena servida gracias a personas como tú. Debido a la crisis actual, 50 millones de personas pueden vivir con hambre este año. Feeding America está ayudando a los que más lo necesitan. Y si quieres, tú puedes ayudar también. Visita feedingamerica.org/en-español. Patrocinado por el Ad Council y Feeding America, la fuerza de 200 bancos de alimentos.
All right, now please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to our show host Tuesday and Thursday, Skylar Angus.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty okay. I'm a little bit cold, but I'm
It
doing
definitely
pretty okay.
is cold. This morning was definitely much cooler than
Absolutely.
what I expected
Absolutely.
to wake up to. Give us a little rundown. Like, Skylar, you're leaving soon.
I am. I'm gonna be graduating in basically like 2 weeks.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, congratulations, but like, no!
Yeah. It's definitely like a terrifying experience to look over and go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be done in like 2 weeks. I'll be fine. I'll be
So
fine.
now, what now?
Yeah, exactly.
What next?
I definitely have to say that I know that it might sound like I'm like shelling or like I'm selling or anything like that, but genuinely, Southern Miss Today and Southern Miss Radio, I want to give a big, huge shout out to Alina Podletsky for the video producer, Matthew Lee for the audio engineer, as well as Huey Turlich for my producer, because they've definitely, just by doing the minute things that they do, it's honestly like,
Definitely
yeah,
very helpful.
I wouldn't have stayed. I wouldn't have
Mhm.
stayed. I wouldn't have graduated if it wasn't for a lot of the things that they did. So
For me, it's Michaela and Shai. Shai
Right.
left earlier, but like, look, shout out to y'all for all of that. I definitely wouldn't have everything up here.
100%.
And Jonathan, of course. Hey, Jonathan. And Shania. Everybody definitely just helped me just stay in this seat where I am. Because
Right.
if it wasn't for them, I definitely would have been on a manic episode and just ran out of this
100%.
place.
100%.
But let's talk about our past interviews.
Yeah.
What was your favorite, your most memorable one for you?
Ooh. I think my favorite. I know that we had Coach Brown from JV Boxing recently, and his energy is absolutely fantastic. But there's always like an interview that I think of a lot, and I don't remember the person's name, but they were with like this Alzheimer's Foundation, and it was this very like tearjerker interview.
I hope they didn't have all.
No, they didn't. They actually
Okay.
like with the foundation that they've been doing, they've been actually like looking into things and establishing like potential like cures or potential things that they can help out. And it was this entire conversation that the two of us had, where both of us were trying not to sob during the entire interview, but it was absolutely wonderful. And the look on that person's face whenever like the interview ended, and they like looked over and they like put their hands across on the table and they kind of like gave me this smile and went like, I'm so glad that you cared.
Oh.
And I looked over and I went like, I can't.
Now.
But that one has been the most
I'm gonna
like.
jerk my tears out
Right.
because I cannot look. My grandparents.
Right.
Thank God that they are in their right minds right now.
Right.
But like I can only imagine people that's going through that, seeing their
Mhm.
like grandparents just like lose themselves day
Yeah.
by day. Oh my gosh. Or not even grandparents, just anybody in
Yeah.
their lives, the loved ones, themselves. Who
Right.
knows? I think my most memorable one, and I'm so sorry that I forget her name, but she was like this indigenous.
Yeah.
Michaela know what I'm talking about. She was like she was going for the anthropologist. Yeah, she was an anthropologist. She was yeah, diversity and stuff. Like I can't tell you the organization
Yeah.
specifically, but like just her energy itself was just like really her aura that whole day. Like the room just lit up when she was there, and I was like,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I just feel blessed to just be in her presence. Like
Absolutely.
her energy was so strong. But yeah.
Yeah.
And also the past guy that I talked to, the zoo people are pretty cool too. Like everyone that I
Yeah.
interviewed from the zoo, they all have great energy. I love
Yeah.
them also.
I know that there's one thing that I do really want to bring up,
Hmm.
and that's being the Spooky Hollow event that we did
Oh
a
my
while
gosh,
back.
that was so fun, y'all.
For anyone that like wasn't either able to tune in at the moment or wasn't there at Spooky Hollow, you missed out on something great. It was fantastic. Me and Dondre were able to go to Lake Thoreau, and we had these 2 microphones set up, and this music was playing,
Mhm.
and it was an absolute blast. So, how did you feel about having to work like on site at this type of thing?
It felt very. It kind of, I feel like it flowed a lot better.
Right.
Like it allowed me to express my personality
Right.
the way that I wanted to.
Right.
And also with the Halloween music, I wanted them to
Yeah.
play Thriller because I wanted to do that dance.
I was so surprised that they didn't. Like, I think they only played it like once.
Yeah, they only played it
Yeah.
once. I was so upset. I was like, y'all need to have Thriller on repeat, but
I don't know how
whatever.
they didn't.
Whatever. The Monster Mash is cool too, I guess.
Right. Golly. But when are you graduating?
I could not tell you that honestly.
I feel that.
Whatever
feel that.
place in life is up for me to graduate is when I'll graduate.
I feel
I
that.
am a junior right now, but I have no major, which doesn't make sense.
Mm.
But that's on me. That's me being indecisive. That is definitely my fault. I started as a theater major,
I feel that.
but then, after being in class, I was like, this isn't really for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be like as motivated to like continue to do this throughout the semester,
Yeah.
waste some money. So I just kind of like opted out. I started with dance classes. I wanted to keep the dance
Yeah.
classes to keep my body physically there.
Yeah.
And also, I just like changed whatever other classes to communication classes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll do something with that if I do decide to like
Yeah.
come back next semester with this.
It's so funny about that because you and I are like very similar in ways that we haven't been able to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went to community college originally at MGCCC, I wanted to go there for theater because I did a lot of competition theater stuff. And when I didn't have that opportunity, I immediately went to voice acting because I looked over and I went like, well, I wanted to perform. I want to do something.
Yeah.
So I started.
I could definitely see you doing that.
I've been
Both.
doing voice acting stuff, I think, since freshman or sophomore year of high school. And I've been able to do a lot of different fun projects. I was Venom for like a project. I was Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. I will get some water and then I'll do this party trick that I do.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that you were the voice actor though. Like I'll ask him when he comes back. But
Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
Do it.
So this might be a little nerve-wracking for me because I've never done it live, but like I do this thing where I have to like do like these like type of warm-ups and stuff like that to get my voice ready. So yeah, kind of like that. But I like to play with my voice a little bit and then go, "We are Venom."
Bruh, in the microphone though? I almost felt your breath through here.
Sorry, anyone that was listening, and I promise I brushed my teeth this morning.
gosh. So, by you say you was gonna take voice acting. Did you just decide not to, or like how did that go about?
It was very difficult because I found out that there were some courses that like very much went in line with voice acting, but a lot of the courses that like I know USM will actually be doing this course called I think it's like voice for film or voice for something. I don't exactly remember.
Is that not going on now?
It might be, but I know that there's one where like they're actually going to get like voice acting specialists that come in and they're going to be teaching a new course.
Nice.
What was that? Sound and image. That's right. That's it. And it's like exactly like the very course I wanted to take. And then when I was emailing this person back and forth, I looked over and went like, "Can I do it? Can I be in it?" And they're like, "It's gonna happen next semester."
Ooh,
and I'm like,
how inconvenient.
Yeah, but
I don't know. No, that's just too much money to be wasting, though. Like, for you, like, what if you just decide to come back just for that?
I thought about it. I genuinely contemplated it. I genuinely looked over and I went like, I mean, I'm not really gonna go anywhere immediately.
Yeah.
So what if I just take that course and then like drop out or
Then
whatever?
what would you be considered once you come back? Because you will be graduated by then,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Unless you just extend it. But that's already a lot of paperwork to like just.
Yeah. I think it would just be like if I were to take that class, I would be going in for a new major.
Maybe you can find it online.
Maybe. I know that there's a lot of courses that you can either get for free or get for like a reduced price that I've been eyeing. But yeah.
Well, not. I mentioned to Scott a while ago, like, he's really talented, like, on radio. I really think that you should start your podcast or even, like, a YouTube channel or something. Like, I really see that, like, jumping off really nice.
Well, thank you. I know that like I've wanted to do a podcast for like a long time, but I couldn't find like a topic that I could like snatch my like fangs into or whatever.
Why does it have to be a specific topic? Why can't you just do
That's
it
fair.
all?
That's fair. That's true. That's true.
Why
Like
be
a jack of all
cookie cutter
trades.
about
That's
it?
true. That's true. I need to think about that. I'll jot some ideas down.
Why
and I'll
not?
get
You want to
back.
be, you know, an activist, be you an activist. But then the next day, if you want to cuss up a storm just because, do
Right,
that.
right.
In
absolutely.
character.
In character.
Do it in the Venom voice. Are you good with voice impressions?
Not many, no. I wish.
Oh, man, I was finna.
I used to, when I was younger, I lost it a while ago, but I used to be able to do like Morgan Freeman. But I stopped practicing because I got so nervous about
Did
it.
his voice become too deep for you?
No, it was
Did
a matter.
reverse puberty hit you?
It was a matter of like I just like looked over and like my dad was like, "Oh, we gotta film that. We gotta film that. You gotta get that like recorded." And I
so
looked
when you were
over.
put on spot, I was like,
Yeah, I was
can't
like,
do it anymore.
nothing's
can't.
coming
I
out.
can't.
Yep.
Dang.
But, oh my goodness gracious.
Why is that? Like, you know that you can do it, but the moment you get on camera or like in front of people, it's just impossible. Why is
Right.
that? It's like your own self just doubting your. I don't know.
I definitely think it does go into the concept of like stage fright that was mentioned. Because I think it's just the matter, like for me, even though I've been able to have the ability to perform for like most of my life, anytime that you see butts in seats and you look over and you see like what looks to be like hundreds of eyes staring at you, at the end of the day, you're gonna look over and that all becomes a swirling mass, and you're just like, you're gonna freeze up.
Oh
But
man.
there's tips that you can do to work around it.
I don't know.
But
Imagine if everyone is just naked theory.
oh, I can't do that.
I'm just imagining that
Yeah.
SpongeBob saying, "Oh no, he's
Oh,
hot."
no, he's hot.
I can't even do that. It's more intimidating. No, don't look at me.
Oh goodness.
I'm just a little girl. But Skylar, also,
Yeah.
so what are you now like? What are you graduating with?
I'm going to be graduating with a bachelor's degree in communications. Yeah.
So you just threw voice acting and theater out the.
I did, because not my dad was very much like, if you want to do it, do it. But I was very like terrified of like, I knew that there were so many things where it's just like the job opportunities are very slim and it's a very competitive field.
But you got it in you. I see it, Skylar.
You're very kind. It's just, I knew that I wanted something that was like something in that field, like somewhat.
Like screw thinking realistic.
True. True.
Dream big, Skylar.
True.
You already have this talent behind you. Why
True.
did you doubt yourself? And now
I
it's
don't
like,
know.
no offense to the communication studies, but like, screw communications. You could have been. once you got the personality for it, I could definitely see you on stage, not just sitting, unless, I mean, you could do this too. This could be like just your little starting round, but right now, just sitting in a chair, I know you got so much behind you than just talking on a show, you know?
It's definitely fun to be able to talk and be able to like flesh things out and be able to like show myself a little bit more. But yeah, maybe we'll definitely see where things go. We'll see if this is a springboard or if this is the train I'm taking.
Or, you know, it doesn't always have to take school for you to get out there, you know?
That's true.
Just post whatever on media, because media is a big thing nowadays. Like, people get big off of media. On TikTok.
Right.
Like, you post one, I get a lot of views and comments and likes on just random things that I be posting. So, like,
yeah,
I think TikTok is definitely, it has its pros and cons. But, like, definitely for, like, the generations coming up, to get their names out there, it would be definitely a great opportunity.
Right.
So if you wanted to, like, show your talent, you would definitely get noticed.
I'll think about that.
Do it, Skylar. Don't be scared. Y'all went to the movies out here? There's this guy, every time you enter, he has like a ponytail. And every time he takes your ticket, he's like, don't be scared. It don't really have to be a scary movie. Just don't be scared. Quoting him, don't be scared, Skylar.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, golly. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you have any closing words before we get off of here, Skylar? I know we're going to miss you.
I'll miss
you
everyone.
so
I'll miss you too. Thank you for the job that you do. I knew that being a host is very scary and it's very terrifying. You've been doing very great, and I'm very proud.
I'm glad I had you as an inspiration, because you have definitely, I'm like, I cannot compete to that.
Well,
not that it was a competition.
No, of course.
Like, I could not compete to that if it was.
Right. But just as what was said, here, a lot of these opportunities that you want to take, whether it comes to performance or it comes to you becoming a doctor or it comes to whatever small or big thing, it's definitely a matter of like the biggest enemy and the biggest critic will always be you. And until you're able to look yourself in the eye and go like, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it run, let it say everything it's got to.
Scream it out.
Can do it. Exactly. And as that ponytail person wisely said, don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
But yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Skylar, for coming here. I miss you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your life. I hope we cross paths.
I'm sure we will.
But coming up, we have our news wrap with Amaya Norman reporting on, wait, actually, that's not right. Yeah, is it? Simeon, sorry. Simeon Gates reporting on recent United Campus workers on Mississippi meetings.
The USM branch of UCWMS held an open meeting on Monday, October 30th, to raise awareness about the union and its new petition. The petition calls on University President Dr. Joe Paul and Provost Dr. Lance Nail to support a pay raise for all university employees. They want to raise salaries to $25 an hour, stipends for graduate students to at least $35,000, and add an annual inflation increase of 3%. Workers in Mississippi can form and join unions, but their powers are limited. According to Dr. Mike Forster, one of the union's leaders, USM's UCW cannot do collective bargaining or striking. Their goal is to start a conversation with the administration. The goal of Monday's meeting was to raise awareness and gather signatures. Forster further explained the union's cause.
You have to listen to your employees. You have to respond to their concerns if you want any kind of a decent workplace for everybody. If we're going to fulfill our mission as a university to work effectively with students, to carry out research and all the good stuff we do, work with the community, we have to have a good working environment.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Thanks to our audio engineer, Shania Williams, and our video producer, Michaela Stapleton, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Shylin Davis, and Huey Turlick, executive producer, Miss Winnie Howard, program director, Shania Williams, and our general manager, Dr. Martin. That wraps up our show for Southern Miss Today, and I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm Dundra Burris, and I'm signing out. Love y'all.